On Monday at Battleford's Court of Queen's Bench, Saskatchewan farmer Gerald Stanley testified in his own defense at a second-degree murder trial. It's the first time Gerald Stanley has spoken in the 18 months since 22-year-old Colten Boushie was fatally shot on his property. Gerald Stanley told the jury that on August 9, 2016, he and his son Sheldon were building a fence when they heard a noisy vehicle enter the yard. He said someone from that noisy vehicle got out and hopped on one of his quads and tried to start it. At that point, he said he and Sheldon ran towards the vehicle, and Sheldon struck the windshield of the vehicle with a hammer. He said the vehicle attempted to drive away, but instead swerved and hit one of the vehicles parked on Stanley's farm. Gerald Stanley said at that point, Sheldon started to run towards the house in the vehicle, and he wasn't sure what Sheldon was doing. He said he thought Sheldon was going to confront the people in the vehicle, and he wanted to help him. He said he went into his shed and took out his Tokarev semi-automatic pistol that he used to scare coyotes, and he got what he thought were 2 bullets and loaded them in the magazine. He said as he left the shed, he raised his arm and fired a single warning shot. He said 2 people from the noisy vehicle turned and looked at him but didn't leave. He said as he walked closer to them, he raised his arm again and fired a second warning shot and pulled the trigger 2 or 3 times in the process. He said the 2 people who had left the vehicle ran off his property. He said he continued to walk closer to the vehicle and realized that the lawnmower his wife had been riding was still running and unmanned. He suddenly panicked, thinking that his wife had been run over by the vehicle and that she might actually be under it. He said he ran as fast as he could to the vehicle, intending to look under it, and that the vehicle suddenly revved up and he realized there were people inside it. He said he knew that he had to get the keys away from the driver. He said the magazine was in his left hand and the gun was in his right hand. He said he reached into the car with his left hand to turn off the keys, and at some point, boom, the gun just went off, he said. He said he did not point the gun at anyone, and he had not intended to scare or harm anyone that day.